Whoa. This is worthless.
It's less than worthless, my boy.
What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the certifiably suave Dr. Disaster. And when you think about the franchises that the Warner Brothers game division has to work with, the fact that they have struggled so hard and lost so much value over the past few years is actually kind of astonishing.
How did this happen? We're smarter than this.
Wrong! For cripe's sake, they have the Nemesis system from the old Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor games that gamers absolutely adored. They have the Arkham series, which is one of the most beloved video game series in the history of gaming, particularly for those of us who are fans of Batman. Mortal Kombat is one of the biggest names in gaming as well, and of course, they have the Harry Potter franchise. Hogwarts Legacy has sold over 30 million copies. It is one of the highest selling video games of all time, so to say that they have a wealth of intellectual properties and studios to draw from doesn't quite cut it.
That's the understatement of the year.
But despite all of these built-in advantages, owning tremendous IPs and being part of a massive company with an extremely well-connected marketing machine attached to it, despite all of that, the geniuses at the Warner Games division have somehow figured out a way to lose large chunks of money on the company. Last year, for example, it was reported that they lost $384 million despite the fact that they were still being buoyed by Hogwarts Legacy sales.
Oh, that's gotta hurt!
So with that in mind, it is not surprising at all to learn that the Warner Brothers gaming division is being viewed as worthless to the people who are determining the value of the Warner Brothers company. As we discussed yesterday, there is a bit of a war going on between Netflix and Paramount to figure out who is going to end up buying Warner Brothers Discovery, but suffice to say, it looks like it is going to be bought out. Warner has tentatively accepted Netflix's offer, but the news has come out that in the valuation of the company, when Netflix was determining what they were going to be offering, they considered the gaming division of the company to be worthless. Think about all of those IPs that they have access to, and yet their potential new owners don't think that these game studios have any value. This is a tremendous slap in the face for the company, but considering the shit that they have done with my beloved Mortal Kombat and what they've done to the Batman Arkham series, well, for the Schadenfreude enthusiasts out there like me, we can just drink this embarrassment right up.
Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Yummy, yummy.
Alright me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. We just reached another subscriber milestone, so it is already time to ask the following question.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo! We are now sitting at 178,000 space pirate a-holes in this buccaneer crew of ours, and as is the custom on the channel, with every 1,000 subscribers, I add a new ship to the fleet in order to house the new guys. This time, one of you recommended that we go with the Nemesis here, a Decepticon ship from the Transformers. If anyone out there has suggestions for new ships, make sure to drop them into the comment section and I will add them to my long list. Super chats get bumped to the head of the list with the other super chats, and also, for your reference, I will be adding an alphabetized list of all the ships already in the fleet to the description of this video. But in any event, I thank everyone for being here. It really means a lot.
I knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
But anyhow, let's look at how the Warner Brothers gaming division basically has no worth according to the market, which, to be honest, kinda makes sense when you consider that last year they actually lost money, damn near $400 million, despite Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League being a massive release that they were counting on to rake in a lot of dough. It is estimated that Hogwarts Legacy sold somewhere between 6 and 10 million units last year, which is the only reason that the company didn't lose even more. Without those numbers, they would have been flirting with losses close to $1 billion, which is just unfathomable when you consider all of the advantages that they have. But this is a company that turned the Arkham brand into a joke with the Suicide Squad game. They unceremoniously killed off Batman and then, months later, tried to play it off like this was just a clone that died. Then you have the Mortal Kombat franchise, which has been utterly hollowed out by progressive bullshit as well. Look what they did with Tanya, for example. You've got a before and after comparison here. The image on the left is what she used to look like, and the one on the right is what she looks like now. They hopped aboard the woke, progressive, feminist train and went out of their way to make their female characters hideous, because girl power or something. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but what I do know is that this is a game company which deserves to be embarrassed, and this story certainly is embarrassing. Kotaku is the one that wrote this article that we are going to read, so of course they do their best to defend their corporate benefactors at Warner and try to make them feel better about being called worthless, but their defense falls utterly flat. Anyhow, let's read what the article has to say. It reads here: the news that Netflix is trying to buy Warner Brothers didn't ever look like it would be good for game players, but a recent investor call by the streamer suggests things are a whole lot worse than we previously imagined. Netflix co-CEO Gregory Peters told investors that when it came to Warner's gaming division, it didn't even factor it into the $83 billion deal. It was apparently considered to add nothing to the company's overall value because they're relatively minor compared to the grand scheme of things. Warner Brothers Games hasn't exactly shown of late, with multiple closures of extremely talented teams and the recent flops of Multiverses and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, but it's still hardly minor. For one, Hogwarts Legacy was the best-selling game of 2023 in the US, more popular than Call of Duty, selling 34 million copies in its first year. That's billions of dollars in revenue. And I'm just going to dispute that just a little bit here in the interest of being fully accurate. In the first year of Hogwarts Legacy's release, they did not sell 34 million copies. It was released in February of 2023, and estimates suggest that they sold about 22 million units in that first year. By the end of 2024, they broke the 30 million copies sold mark. All of this is impressive, but it just goes to show how terrible 2024 actually was for the company. Even with the millions of units sold from Hogwarts, they still managed to lose a ton of money. So, when you think about it, this defense that Kotaku is throwing out there, trying to make it seem like actually no, the gaming division should have a lot of value. It isn't really having the effect that Kotaku intends, because it highlights how poorly mismanaged the company has been. They go on to list some more elements of the studio that should have significant value. They write, then you've got the Arkham franchise, Mortal Kombat, plus the infinite money machine that is every single Lego game from Star Wars to Harry Potter to Batman. But then we're going to skip down to here where it says, while they definitely have been doing some great work in the game space, said Gregory Peters on the December 8th call, we actually didn't attribute any value to that from the get-go because they're relatively minor compared to the grand scheme of things. Think about the level of failure that this speaks to. 2 years ago, they released a game that sold over 30 million copies, one of the top 20-some selling games ever made, and yet now they are being called a minor company in the grand scheme of things. Bethesda sold for several billion dollars a few years back, but Warner's gaming division has no worth. And to be honest, Netflix has a point. If you look at the bigger picture, Netflix will already have factored in the IP like Batman and Mortal Kombat, and that is where the value lies, in the IP. Why should they pay any extra money for these studios who have fumbled all of these projects to the point that unless they have something like Hogwarts Legacy propping them up, they lose hundreds of millions of dollars? But I'm gonna leave it there. Kotaku tried rushing to the defense of these clowns at Warner, but they weren't exactly effective. What do you make of Warner Gaming being worth basically nothing according to the market, and what do you think will happen to their gaming division if the sale does go through? Drop your thoughts into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.